Okay. Right. I'm trying to get the lighting a bit better in this room. It's not great. Come a bit closer. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Some of you, who's that? Barbara? You okay? Hold on, I can't hear you.
Yeah, grand. I can see it now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Kate. I'll mute it now.
Okay, Debbie. Have a good one. Okay, so coming down onto all fours, please. Welcome to the class. Hope you are all having a lovely day so far on this pissy Tuesday. And it's not going to change for the rest of the day. So it's good that you're here and it'll start your day off on the right note, okay? We're going to go easy for the first couple of minutes and the intensity will ramp up pretty quickly and we're going to finish standing, okay? That only means one thing, pain. Okay, so just be kind to yourselves for the rest of the day then after this. Okay, so relax the feet. And what I want you to do is just feel that your knees and hands are evenly distributed. Okay, so the weight is distributed evenly between your hands and both knees. Okay, from here, what I want you to do is I want you to come forward slightly and leaning forward here with your body weight forward of your hands. Okay, then from there, you're going to lean to the right with your hips. You're going to come to the back towards your heels. Then you're going to come to the left and then back around. We're just circling our body to the right, down towards your heels and back around. If anyone has any knee issues and they feel that they need something softer under the knees or more cushioned, grab it now. Or what you can do is roll up your mat just to protect your knees, okay? Don't want to get in house by sneeze. Okay, and coming forward. We're going to go for another 3 more. And just feel the core activating. When you go to the right, you can feel the right side of your stomach muscles firing up. When you go to the left, you can feel the left side. And when you go forward, you can feel them all working together. Support you. Okay, last one. And when you get back to center, we're going to go the opposite way. If your wrists are sore again, just come onto your fists, okay? So we're going to go forward again, swing to the left with your hip, right round to the back towards your heels, and coming back to the right, pushing your hips out to the right, back up forward center, and going again to the left. We're going left to right. And just kind of move as much as you feel the body can. So don't force it, just move. Try and draw a nice circle around with the hips, okay? Just focus on that. If you need to go smaller, that's fine for the first couple. Give me 4 more. Breathing in for half a circle, and then exhaling for the other half, okay? So inhale, exhale. Give me 1 more. And from there, guys, you're going to come onto your knees. We're going to inhale as we, my light changes. Inhale as we reach on up. And as you exhale, we're going to come down into shell stretch and reaching your arms long down, head rest down. As you inhale, bring the hands closer to your knees, rolling up. Inhale, inhale, 1 big breath, reaching to ceiling. Exhale, come down, reach your arms nice and long, head comes down. Inhale, rolling your vertebrae 1 at a time, and coming up to kneeling, reaching as you breathe in, that's 1 breath. Exhaling, coming down, reaching towards the floor. Inhale as you come on up slowly. Long breath, inhale, breathing into those ribs as you lift up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. Squeezing the glutes. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And just stay here in a shell stretch position. I want you to bring your knees wider, please, and come down as close to the floor as you can with your body, okay? I'm just going to switch that light off because I want to see if it makes a difference. It tends to mess with the room a little bit, okay? I'm just going to turn the natural light on and see if that helps, okay? So just staying in that shell stretch a little bit longer for another 30 seconds. Pushing down onto the heels as much as you can, okay? And holding and breathing into that position, please. Okay, from there, coming back onto all fours, okay? And we're going to bring our left leg behind, all right? And I want you to push into that heel. So really stretching out the Achilles, the back of the knee, really pushing into that, okay? We're going to round our body, so bring that knee in softly, just in under the middle of our torso, and then extend it back and push into that heel. Be mindful of where your pelvis is at, so keep the hips level, so literally small little round of the lower back, and then bring it back under. So bring it under and extend. Bring it under and extend. I'm going to correct myself there. I didn't mean to say rounding of the lower back. What I mean to say is rounding of, so bringing the hip basically in of the body. I want you to, to stay in a neutral position with your lower back. So I'm correcting what I just said because I don't want you to do that. Okay, so keeping the pelvis neutral. The leg moves, the hip moves, the pelvis stays neutral, stays the same. Give me one more and extend back. Good. From here, I want you to bring that knee down. And again, if you're suffering with any wrist pain, come onto your fist and extending the opposite leg back. Tucking the heel, pushing into that heel, and get a nice little stretch before you start to move that leg. Okay, so take an inhale, and on the exhale, bring that knee under. Inhale to extend back, lovely stretch, and bring it under. Feel your core working as you draw that leg under your body. Good. Breathing. Push away with that heel. Lovely. And bring it under. For 4 more. Breathe in. Exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Place that knee down, okay? And there, just have a little look under your body. Make sure your knees are right under those hips and your hands are directly under your shoulders. Just release any tension. Sometimes what we do is we tend to go into protective mode and brace too much all the time. So what I want you to do is release the pelvis, okay, for a moment. Then I want a little gentle tuck, so I want the lower back completely flat. I don't want it rounded, nice and flat, neutral spine. From here, we're going to go for a cat cow. We're going to lead with our pelvis today. So we're going to take an inhale here. Keep the head where it is, and on the exhale, tuck the pelvis in. Head stays where it is, eye line stays where it is. Really, really using your abs to draw your pelvis in underneath you. Once you get to that point where you can't go any further, push down to the mat a little bit harder with your hands, around that spine a little bit more. And then you relax your head down, eye line looking at your leg. Stay for a breath in. And we're going to move on the exhale, pelvis first. Moving away, softening that lower back, mid back. Shoulders stay strong, arms stay strong. Your shoulder blades come together though, but arms stay straight and eye line comes up looking straight ahead. Stay for an inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to tuck the pelvis, keep your eye line where it is, head where it is. As I said, draw that pelvis in underneath you until you can't go any further. And then you push into the mat, draw the shoulder blades further away, and then relax the head down. We're going to move on the inhale this time. So move the pelvis, keep the eye line where it is. Soften the back, and then the head comes up. So your vertebrae are moving one at a time. You want to visualize like a domino effect. Inhale to stay, and then exhale, tucking the pelvis. Really, really engaging those stomach muscles to draw you in. They're bringing you into that nice pelvic floor. Okay? Then push into the mat. Really pushing the shoulder blades as far away as possible from each other, and relax the head down. Breathe in as we bring our pelvis away. We're going for 1 more after this. And then the head comes up. And then exhale, tucking the pelvis. Tuck, 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 tuck. Push into the mat. Your hands, eye line down, please. And last inhale. Good. Releasing, releasing, releasing. Eye line slowly comes back up. Well done. We're going to extend that left leg, the one we did earlier. Okay, same position. Just pushing that heel away and getting a lovely stretch to the feet. I want you to lift it up, okay? What I want you to do is just bring your foot out to the left side of the room, just slightly wider than hip distance, and then bring it back to where it was. So not bringing it in towards our midline, we're bringing it just in line with our hip. the wider than hip, and then back in line with our hip. Okay, so out and in. Okay, very small movement. I don't want you lifting it high. Okay, so either just slightly lower than hip height. Okay, nice little contraction in the glute. Okay, for 3, 2, and 1 more. Lovely. Bring that leg down. Okay, and we're going to swap sides. So neutral pelvis, please, and bring that leg back. Weight evenly distributed on the hands. And we're going to go out to the right side of the room, back in line with hip. For 9. Keep the hips level. Okay, so that stays strong. Okay. Well done. Should be no movement within the pelvis, literally coming from the hip. Okay. 2 and 1. Lovely. Last warm up, and then we're going to hit it hard. Okay. So we're going to go in for rotations. Okay, spinal rotations. So we're going to take a breath in. I want you to release the right arm out to the side, so shoulder distance apart, or height. Sorry, shoulder height. We're going to inhale as we reach in under our body. Bend your elbow that's supporting you, and then exhale, bring it up, reaching that arm wide in line with your shoulder. And under. Breathe out. Inhale. Eye line facing the mat as you come back up. Follow your hand as you reach in under. Inhale. Exhale. Bend that elbow, the standing arm. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more, please. And inhale. So just reaching. And on the next one, we're going to hold it down in this position. And what I want you to do is bend that arm as much as you need to get that shoulder down. Okay? And really push it into that shoulder to open it up at the back. Okay? And just breathe into that position. Try to get your arm down. And breathe. Okay? And slowly come back up. And we'll do the opposite side, okay? So take an inhale as you extend that arm out. Inhale, exhale, under the body, bend that standing arm. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Follow that hand under and then bring your eye line back to the mat. And exhale. 2 more. We're going to hold the next one down. Bend that arm as much as you need to get down onto that floor. Push the bum away. Resting that arm down and try and open up the back of the shoulder, the upper arm. And slowly come back, okay? There, just take a moment. I want you to just move your wrist. Good. And shake them out because we're going down into a lot of work on the wrist, okay? A lot of strengthening, okay? So from there, we're going into the leg pull front. So I want you to tuck your toes, make sure your knees are right under those hips. We'll take an inhale, and on the exhale, I want you to lift your knees up off the mat. We're going to hold here for 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to walk your left foot out, just touch down, bring it back. We'll stay on this left side. Okay, for 4 more. Good. 2, and 1 more. Bring it back. Get yourself level, make sure your knees are right under those hips. And we're going the opposite side for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down, please. Come down to shell stretch. Coming back up into press up position, please. Go on your knees if you want, or up on body elevated if you want as well. Okay, the full press up. Okay, we're going for 12 reps today. Squeeze the glutes. All right, nice long line from your head to your knees. Lower and lift for 12, 11, 10, and up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Lovely stuff. From there, guys, back onto your wrist, and we're going into high plank. Onto your hands, I mean, sorry. Okay, high plank position, squeezing the glutes, push the heels away. We're going for mountain climbers, alternating legs. Bring the left leg in and right, left, right. For 6 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, holding this position. And what I want you to do is keep the elbows in tight, and we're going to slowly come down halfway, push back up. Halfway, back up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You'll get a nice little break after this one. Promise. 3, stay with me. 2, 1. Slowly lower the body down. Bring your body long, so extending the arms nice and long. When I say break, I mean you rest your body down, but you're still going to be working. Okay. Eye line looking at the mat. Feet are a little bit separated. You can bring them together either, whatever feels comfortable. Squeezing the glutes. Draw the kneecaps up off the floor, so activate your thigh muscles. Legs are active. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, lifting your arms and legs off the floor. We're going to start swimming. So moving both legs and arms, alternating legs and arms. So swimming like the clappers, eye line down, lengthen through the spine and the neck. Keep going. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your body down. Rest your head onto your hands and look to one side of the room, doesn't matter which one. And feel your heart beating out of your chest. It gets me every time. You think it's so easy, but if you think about it, you're using every single muscle within your body to lift you up, and then you're working them at the same time. Okay? So you're getting that heart rate up. Okay, so eye line down, we're going again. I want to watch my watch this time. So take an inhale here, eye line down, lengthen through the back of the neck, and exhale to lift. And hold. And now start to swim. Keep going for 10 more seconds. Well done. Keep the eye line down, please. Looking at the floor. Open the back of the neck for 2 seconds. Lower down. Look to the opposite side of the room. The one you just looked at. Just to stretch the neck a little bit. Good. And then I want you to bring your hands slightly forward of your shoulders, and I want your elbows down on the floor. Your elbows should kind of be at like a 90-degree angle. Okay. So eye line down again. From here, guys, squeezing the glutes, draw the knees up towards your thighs. Okay. So your knees should be lifted automatically off the floor. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, slowly lifting your upper body off the mat. Your hands aren't pushing into the floor. They're just literally there for the ride, okay? Just relax on the floor, okay? It's just to support you in case you need some assistance. But your back is doing all the work. Glutes are helping, legs are helping. Breathe in and slowly come down. One little bit at a time, coming down slowly and controlled. Inhale, exhale again, squeeze the glutes, draw the kneecaps up, and lifting your body up off the floor. If you're feeling it in your lower back, just come down a little bit, okay? Just keep those glutes really active to hold you up in this position. Inhale, stay. Exhale, come down slowly. Breathe in and exhale to lift. And inhale and exhale, slowly come down. Breathe in, squeeze the glutes and lift up. Draw those kneecaps up, please. Those legs really strong. Inhale, exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, exhale, and lift up. I think someone's microphone is on. Just check, please. Inhale, exhale, and lower. Rest your head down onto your hands. Okay, look it down. I want you to feel that your hips are even on the floor. So just kind of wiggle them out and make sure that they feel like they're equally distributed on the floor. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, squeezing the glute to the left side. Draw that kneecap up, and I want you to just lift the leg a little bit off the floor. I want you to hold this position. I want you to draw the belly button towards your spine and just hold. Okay? Breathing into this. Holding. Feel the leg and how active it is and how much work it has to do to actually lift off the floor, even that small little amount. Okay, we're going to pulse a little bit for 10, 9, 8, 7, keeping the both hips even on the floor. With a very small movement. And 1. Relaxing that leg down. Okay. From there, doing the same with the opposite side, so contracting that right glute. Both hips equal on the floor, so you should feel them level. And lifting that right leg just a small amount off the floor. And when you're ready, we're going to hold. And after a few seconds, then we'll start to pulse. Okay. Just feel into this side and feel, does it feel any different to the other side? Do you feel weaker, stronger? Do you feel like you have to lift the hip a little bit more? And just hold. And then pulse for 10, 9, little pulses, please. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Okay. And there, rest your head back onto your hands. We're doing a lot of posterior chain work. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, I want you to support the weight of your head with your hands. And you're going to lift your body up. Your hands are stuck to that forehead. Upper body comes off the floor. Feet stay down. Elbows are back. Come down as you breathe in. And exhale as you come up. Come down, just doing 3 of these. Press the arms down. Exhale to come up. Last. Last one. Release the arms, keep the upper body up, keep the legs down. We're going to reach our arms out in front and bring them down by our side. Elbows tight, so squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach the arms away. Exhale, elbows down. Squeeze shoulder blades. Reaching in, exhale. Reach and back. Reaching back for 3 more. 2. 1. Hands down on the floor and relax your head down. Come into shell stretch, please. You'll need a good stretch after that one. Okay, slowly, so go wide with your knees, toes are meeting, and slowly come down onto the mat with your head or your arms, whatever you need to do to get down as low as possible. Okay. Good. We're going to come back onto our hands. Sorry, we're nearly done. Okay, we're going to finish with some press ups in this position. Okay, go wide with your hands, and then we're coming down onto our elbows. Okay, so we're going to go for another 12 reps. When you're ready, go down and up for 12. Well done. And left. Good. Breathing out on the way up. Going, guys, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely stuff. Okay. From there, coming down onto your elbows, staying onto your knees. Actually, bring them forward a little bit. Sorry. And what I want you to do here is just keep your hands in a prayer-like position. I want you to slowly bring your body forward, so your head is coming further over your hands. And then bring it back. Bring your bum a little bit higher. back towards your knees. So bringing your hips slightly in line with your knees. Coming forward again, breathing in. And then coming away, out. Coming forward as you breathe in. Lengthening out your spine. So getting a nice long line from your knees to your shoulders, and then coming back. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last 3. The glutes, once you bring those hips down, let them just sit there. And last. Okay, staying on your elbows, guys. Bring the knees a little bit closer underneath the hip. Make sure you have a little look down and make sure your knees are under the hips, okay? We're going to extend that left leg towards the ceiling, okay? Make sure you're completely level, that you feel balanced. We're going to lower and lift that leg for donkey kick, okay? For 8 more, 7, 6. Just have a little look under your body and make sure that other hip isn't kicking out too much, okay? 3, 2, 1. Hold it in line with your hip and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the leg straight, place the foot down. And we're going to bring the leg up, over towards the other side of our other leg. Bring it up and back in line with our hip, over and back for 10, 9 more, 8, 7. When you're swinging that leg forward and back, don't dip your lower back, okay? That stays completely strong and in control. Again, moving from the hip. Well done. Last 2. 1 more. Bring that leg down. Just come back and sit onto your heels for a moment. And then come back onto your elbows. Get your alignment correct. Knees under the hip. And extending with that other leg towards the ceiling. Open the sole of the foot. Lower and lift. Okay. Hold on. Squeezing that glute as tight as you can go. Okay. Again, not dipping into the back. 1. Hold it up 90 degrees, please. Open the sole of the foot and pull for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend straight. Toes come down. Draw that belly button spine. Lift and over the opposite leg. Bring it back. Over and back. Again, as I said, not letting that lower back push forward. Stay in control of that, please. Breathing for over for 1 and exhale, going back. Done. 1 more. Lovely. Drop that foot down, or knee down, and come down again onto your heels. And last set of press ups, always 3 sets. Sorry, not counting the half one. Okay, are we ready? 12 reps again, and then we're on to our back. Ready and go for 12. 11. Really trying to bring that chest down to the floor as close as possible. Okay. The only way to get good at these is to do them quite often. Okay, so if you're getting twice a week, that's great. Getting 3 times a week, brilliant. But you'll only get better repetition. So I think that's 1 more. Sorry, I lost count talking. Okay, come on onto your knees. You tell me after. Maybe too little or too much. So starting sitting, please, feet flat on the floor. Okay. And I want you to pull onto those shins just to lengthen through the spine. And just feel how that feels to you. Do you feel tight at the back? Try and breathe into it. nice and tall. And chin down a little bit. Breathe into it. Sitting right up on those hip bones. Okay. It's completely alien, I know. So from there, I want you to release your arms, hands facing down. We're going to roll our pelvis away from our thighs. Okay. And then as you get to that point where you feel right, that's enough. I want you to lengthen your spine and bring your head with you. We're going to stay here. We're going to bring our left leg up, lower and right. Good. Little lift. And right. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath in here. And on the exhale, round from the spine and coming forward, sitting right up on those hip bones. Inhale. Exhale, rolling back. Lengthen that through that spine. Open up that chest, okay? Inhale here, exhale, release that left hand, reaching back, follow it with your eyes, coming back up with that arm. And the opposite side. Back. Back. Good. Keep with me, guys. For 3. Our next 3, 3, 2. Last one. Bring it up. Place your hands behind you. Okay, fingers facing towards your back side. Open the wrists to the back of the room. And I want you to lift those hips off the floor and push the hips towards the ceiling. I know this feels a bit strange. Try and get as high as you can with those hips. All right, you need to walk your feet forward, squeezing the glutes, and then bring the eye line towards the ceiling. If you're anyway restricted towards around the shoulders, if you want to adjust your hands, you can bring your hands out. Hold. Breathe. I want you to dip the bum down. Bring it back up for 5. 4. So you bring it kind of halfway down. 3. 2. And 1. Slowly bring your backside back onto the floor. And I want you to come forward with your arms and hug your knees. Rest your head onto your knees, please. Hope you're doing okay. All right. Okay. So coming back to seated. And I want you to slowly release your body down onto the floor. 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring the arms back. Reaching, inhale, exhale, coming up slowly. Keeping your feet on the floor. Inhale, okay? Exhale, round and roll away. Slowly coming all the way down. Keep the toes down, keep the feet down. Don't let them lift. Inhale to reach. Exhale, come up. My fingers are interlocked, by the way. Inhale. Exhale, round and roll away. Slowly down. Keep the feet down. It's hard, I know. Inhale, if you've got a couch handy or something, just place your feet underneath. Inhale, exhale, and come up. Or if somebody's in the room with you, get them to hold your feet. Inhale, exhale, round and roll. It's the eccentric bit I really want you to focus on, so coming down. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale, come up. And last one, if you need to hold the back of your knees, do like so. And release down. From here, just bring the hands down by your side. Feet a little bit closer to your bottom. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, I want you to roll into an imprint position C. Okay, really drawing the rib down. I want you to just feel into your stomach muscles here with your hands and just feel what's happening. Your ribs should be kind of pushing downward towards the pelvis. Your stomach muscles should be nicely firing up here, like you're bracing yourself to be punched in the stomach, okay? Okay, it's nice and strong there. Lower back is completely flat, so just check in with that on the mat. Nothing under the head unless you feel you need it. You can put a pillow under for now if you want, and then bring one leg to tabletop and the other. Okay, hands behind the head. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, you're going to come up to ab press. We're going to hold the ab press position, so completely rest. Push your head into your hand. Get used to, I suppose, trusting yourself that you have your head. So don't try and hold your head up on your own. Use your hands. So really rest your head into your hands. Okay, there should be no stress in it. Lower that heel. It doesn't matter which one, right or left. Down and up. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Keeping that lower back down. So if your lower back is lifting, only go halfway down with the feet. So to here and bring it back. Or if it's only a little movement, that's fine as well. As far as you feel your lower back can maintain imprint, as low as your foot goes, okay? Nearly there. Two more. Bring your hands to your back of your knees. Come up a little bit further into that ab crunch. And I want you to extend your legs away, still holding onto the back of the knees. And I want you to come a little bit deeper into that ab crunch. Breathing into it. Like a V sit, so we need to get used to coming up a little bit higher. So kind of if you come up a little bit higher, do so. So slowly, slowly lowering the legs and the body coming with you. Holding. Holding. Good for 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs back, body down, knees into your chest. Good job. Okay, back into tabletop position. Okay, hands behind your head. We'll take an inhale here, and on the exhale, coming up and rotating to that left side. We're going to extend the right leg straight, keep the left leg bent. And we're going to stay here, just moving the leg. Everything else stays the same. Out and in with that right leg. Breathing as you push that leg away. Higher up is easier. Okay, lower down is harder. One more. Rest your head down for a moment. Knees closer to your chest if you need to. And then bring the legs back to tabletop position. Take a breath in and come up into your ab prep, okay? We're going to extend the opposite leg. So rotate towards your right knee. Your left leg extending. Out and in with that leg. Open up the elbows, please. Out and in. If you're struggling, you can bring your knees close to your upper body. Staying up, your head is lifted. One more. Lovely stuff. And then bring your knees to your chest. Woo! We're doing reverse curl. And then we're on to standing, okay? So, hands down by your side. And legs stuck together. Okay, knees and ankles stuck together. Take an inhale here. Bring the legs slightly away from you and then bring them towards you. Lifting the lower back. Bring them away. And towards you. So I'm not jumping. Like you always see this in the gym where they're lifting themselves up their arms. It's solely your abs doing the work. So you're literally bringing the lower part of your spine, so your coccyx part of your sacrum up. You're still resting on the top part of your back side, and then bring your legs away, okay? So as I said, you're not pushing the hips up, as in using your arms. It's all abs. So it's a natural movement. They come closer and automatically your lower spine lifts. Away, slowly, control, imprint. So I want you to bring your legs to the left side of the room. Same movement, slightly to the left in line with your hip, and then bring it back to center. And then we're going to go to the right. Back to center. Now we're going straight in front, straight down and back. We're going left. I just made this up now. And right, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I have a class in my mind and I always kind of go with how it feels on the day. Sometimes it might change. Good. One more after this one each side. So we're going to go center again. Right or left, sorry. Center, and then we're going to the right, and then we're done. Right. Okay, knees into your chest. Lovely stuff. I want you to slowly extend the legs away, nice and long. Reach the arms away. I want you to really breathe into your stomach, so push those ribs towards the ceiling. And breathe into the ribs, please. I want you to take 3 big breaths here, inhaling and exhaling, okay? We're going to finish off that. Breath in. And last inhale. Okay, on the next exhale, you're going to come up, so big breath in. And exhale to come up to seated, please. Okay. We're going to slowly come to standing. Okay. Mindful. And we are going to finish. You're going to hate me, I'm sorry. You're done, but you're not. Okay, so bring in the left leg in front of the right, down to a nice lunge position. Okay. And we're going to lower and lift, okay, for 10, 9, 8, 7. Now, are you serious? Okay. Oh, we're finished. Okay. Really good stuff. Okay. I'm going to swap legs, and then we're going to just do a variation on the foot, okay? So we're lower and lifting the opposite side, okay? There's only 10 reps. 8 to go. Hold on. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to go revert back to the other leg, the initial one. And we're going to reverse lunge, so bring the leg back. And then what I want you to do is drive it up to 90. So reverse lunge back, drive up to 90. If you want to bring your arms into it, it works well for balance and coordination if you've got it. So reverse back, drive up. As you drive up, make sure that standing leg is good and strong. You're there. 2, 1 more. Lovely stuff. Okay, opposite side. So bringing the opposite leg back. We're going to drop down. As you come up, that knee lifts and opposite arm comes forward. And then swap, arm comes back, forward, leg straighten, standing leg straightens, glute activate. Good. Halfway. One more. Lovely stuff. Okay. So from there, if you have a mat, what I want you to do is roll it up like so. Okay. I'm going to get you to place your heels on it. Okay, so roll up the end of your mat, nice and thick. And I want you to put your heels onto the mat and feet. So kind of meeting the back of your arch. All right. And a little bit like kind of hip distance are a little bit wider. We're going to come down into a nice low squat and come back up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're going to hold it down at the end. You'd be glad to know. Okay. 1 more. So slowly come down as close as you can to the floor and holding that position. What I want you to do is bring your elbows to the inner part of your legs and push open the knees away from each other. If you can't get down, I want you to roll that mat up even more. Nice and thick. All right, we're going to try and open up these hips a little bit. Nice prayer position. Okay, so use those arms to open the legs, open the hips, and hold the position. For another 3, 2, 1, arms out. Slowly come back up. Okay, well done. We're going to come to single leg standing. Standing, one leg, left leg, let's say left, and bring the right leg up to 90. We're going to open up that hip and rotate for 10, 9, 8. Staying strong through here, okay? Nicely braced. Good. 1 more. Lovely stuff. Extend the legs straight. We're going circles out for 10, 9, 8. Straight leg here. Standing leg is straight, okay? Glutes strong. And we're going the opposite way for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just keep that leg to 90. Turn sideways so you can see. And I want you to just bend the standing leg just a little bit. And then slowly push back up for 10, 9, 8, 7. Feeling those glutes good and strong, the standing leg the whole way through. 1 more. And we're going to swap over. Okay. Stretch out those hip flexors after. So bringing that standing leg straight, squeeze the glutes, 90 degrees to the other leg, open it up, and draw those circles from the hip. Okay. Big circles. Well done. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Okay. Standing that leg straight. And we're going to lift it up. Strong standing leg, please. If you really need to, if your knee is sore or something, bend the other leg straight. The standing leg and circles, please. Brace in the stomach. Place your hands here just to feel into what's going on. Or 1 lower, 1 higher. Opposite way for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I want you to bring that leg to 90. And this way. And hold it. Okay. Gently bend the knee of the standing leg. Bring it back up. We're not going too low. Just behind your toes. So you're locking out that knee, squeezing the glutes. And those glutes are feeling a nice activation throughout this move. Good. Make sure your toes are pointing in the right direction, forward. Give me 1 more, please. Well done. Okay, nice wide stance. Stretch it out. So just bring the hips left and right. And then circle the hips forward, side, back, side. Well done, everyone. The squatting thing, I saw it on Aoife Diamond's page actually, and it was something I have been wanting to do for a long time. I look at Tom and he just squats down plain. And I always say to him, I said, I need to do this. So seeing Aoife has given me a little kick in the arse, so and the initiative to do it. So we can do it if you want during class, at the end of class, or just I'll do it on my own. Happy enough to do it, but just getting used to getting into that position and feeling comfortable with it. We should all be able to do it. A friend of mine was able to do it, having a smoke, and bring that leg back. crazy. So we should all be able to do it. It's a natural thing. We're born with it. And just bad habits feed into tight hip, tight back, and it's not good. So we need to improve this. Okay. So holding that position now, bring the knee down and then lunging forward. Swap over, bring one leg back, other leg forward. And I want you to hold that lunge. Okay. Lifting the leg up first to hold that and then bring that arm up. Breathing into it. And gently come down on that knee and then leaning into it. Good. From there, I want you to put your hands onto the floor, bring that other leg back, and I want you to come into a downward dog position, please. This is another thing you need to get good at, is pushing those heels down. Ankle mobility is really important. So really drive those heels down towards the floor without bouncing. And now I want you to march the legs. So bring one knee forward and rotate. So as one knee comes forward, the other heel pushes deeper into that half Achilles stretch. Okay. Give me 3 more. 1 more. And walk the leg forward slowly. Just let yourself bend over your legs. So I want you to rest your chest onto your thighs. Okay. I'm kind of sitting back like you're about to go skiing. Okay. I've never been, but imagine that's what I'd look like. Okay, we're going to hold this position. Rest your head down, look between your legs. I want you to place your hands behind your ankles. This is I remember this from Bikram yoga. What I want you to do is just keep your eye line down and slowly, slowly kind of pushing in the back of your knees. But I don't want you to force it too vigorously. So just once you feel a little bit of kind of stretching going on at the back of the legs, that's fine. Okay. Hold. Feel the stretch going all the way up your back into your shoulders because they're pulling away from each other. Bend the knees. Place your hands in front. Slowly straighten out the legs and then slowly articulate your spine. Coming up, let the arms hang. Straighten up very, very, very slowly. You're not busy. Okay. From there, just standing, I want you to inhale to reach the arms to the ceiling. And then exhale as you come down, bend the knees, and then come back up standing, straight legs. Exhale. Three more. 2 more. 1 more. Well done, everybody. Good. I'm just gonna pause the video and